following show contains adult content. It's not our intent to offend anyone, but we want to inform you that if you are a child under the age of 18 or get offended easily, this next show may not be for you. The content, opinions, and subject matter of these shows are solely the choice of your show hosts and their guests, and not those of the Entertainment Network or any affiliated stations. Any comments or inquiries should be directed to those show hosts. Thank you for listening.
Sitting down and designing, where every man in a thinking, what are we gonna be wearing? Yo, I'm a Liverpool MC, you can't test me. Big up the girls inside the party, let's get down to crazy Jimmy. Big up myself and known as Alfie, the one and only, the Turkish MC.
Always love the clothes of Jimmy.
Bitch, I'm your wanna be, Jimmy Star, new celebrity.
We'll take you out to Jimmy Star's.
Hey ho, what's up everybody? Welcome to the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell, bringing you the good times in music, fashion, pop culture, and entertainment. We got a fun show for you guys today. We have Tamara Glynn. I mess it up every time. She told me it's all different ways. And we have Michael Shapiro from the band Reckless in Vegas, and he's a great musician. And it's going to be a lot of fun. Before we get started, let's just say hi. We got a chat room starting to fill up. What's up, chat room? And we want to say hi to our cool, outrageous man about town co-host, Mr. Ron Russell and Astro.
Here he is, Astro the boy. You.
Doesn't he look great? So what's up? Hub Reynolds is in the chat room.
Hey, Hub, how you doing?
Big Claudia is in the chat room.
Before we go to Hub, any romance happening? Anybody? Let's hear about it if there is.
That's funny. And B. Claudia is in the chat room, and Julia. Julia is working, and she's in Russia, but she says hi. So, hey, Julia. Hey, B. Claudia. Hi. We are going to have a fun show today, but before we talk about that and have our first guest coming on, we should tell everybody that we went to a premiere last night, and it was a lot of fun. It was for That's a Wrap, Marcel Wass, Sarah French, and Joe Netter's new film. And
not allowed to talk about it.
We can't tell you what it's about, but we can tell you that we had a good time, and we met a lot of friends that you guys know from the show. Tyler Gallant was there, Sarah French, Marcel Wass, Monique Parent, who's one of the stars of the film.
Dawn Helsinger.
Donna Lee Heising.
Donna Lee Heising. I work for her, and I love her to death, but I never get her name right.
Dave Bailey was there. Serena Vincent, who was a friend of mine. Jan Birch and his wife, Victoria.
Yeah, everybody that's important we just mentioned.
And Serena Vincent was there, who I knew many years ago. Ron met her for the first time last night.
She was lovely.
And
lovely,
you guys know her from Cabin Fever, and she played Charlie Sheen's girlfriend on 2.5 Men. And she's on a Disney show right now that she plays the mom, but since I don't watch Disney shows, I don't know. But she's been in great stuff.
So it was raining in California, because it does rain in California once in a blue moon. It rained in Palm Springs, which is really wonderful to wash all the sand off of the rooftops, and everything sparkles. Oh, that's too bright. Everything sparkles today. Jimmy's a cameraman now.
No, because they told me, I'm like, you can't see us.
They couldn't see us?
Yeah, they said we're too milky, so now
that was good. Then I could tell you I'm 22 years old. But anyway.
You look it.
Yeah, sure. Driving in was murder. You know, it's a 2-hour drive to Los Angeles from Palm Springs, and it was murder. Bumper to bumper traffic, because everybody was crashing into each other. People in California do not know how to drive in rain, because we never have rain. You see, when you come from the East Coast, you know that oil slick from the gas fumes coat the highway. And when water hits that, it becomes an ice pond. You can skid. So if you're going to stop your car, you need to stay at least 15 feet away from the car in front of you, or when you apply your brakes, you're going to hit them. So they don't know that here. And they drive 1,000 miles an hour like lunatics, you know, a little bit too much of the marijuana, and they're a little stoned, and they hit the brake and they start to spin around, and the front of their car doesn't hit the car in front of them. The back of their car hits. That's how they spin. So there were a multitude of accidents on the highway, which caused a major delay.
All right, 2-second break. Everybody smile for the camera, Ron. There you go, V. Yay.
So it was really hideous. But then when we got there, I was freezing my cologne off because we're not used to cold weather here. And it was really cold and rainy and damp. And Jimmy's knee was hurting from the dampness, as well as my body was just all my bones. And then we went into the theater, which was a lovely theater. And we saw all our nice friends and had a good time. And then got back in the car and drove back home in the rain.
Yes, it was terrible.
So it was really a very, very not the movie was great. The drive was terrible, but the friends were wonderful.
Right. Oh,
and I had a good time.
Robert Donovan was in the film too, which
Right.
we haven't had him on the show yet, but he's going to come on. Several of the people that were there we met that we knew already, but we're going to have him on the show now that we saw them.
Yeah, it was a pretty packed group of actors who are worthwhile. Of course, there's always a couple of jerks in the room, but we avoid the jerks because we know that they're, gossip mongers, evil people who say terrible things about other people. So we avoid them.
Absolutely.
We're not interested in any of that trash.
But it was fun.
Because those people are hideous people anyway. They always wind up in the garbage pail.
Absolutely.
So
it was fun. We had a good time.
Sarah French looked, in seeing the film, the first time Sarah French comes on camera, on film, on screen, they do 2 close-ups of her. Oh my God, she's breathtakingly gorgeous. She's probably really is the most beautiful actress in Hollywood right now. She really is far more beautiful than any of the other beautiful girls. Sarah has a lovely nose, and everything is real. There's no plastic surgery there. She's a natural
fabulous.
beauty.
No.
But I'm not allowed to talk about the movie because Sarah said, we're not released yet. The reason being, and I'll explain to you, if I talk about the movie and give away the plot, some person will write it down and immediately make a $2 movie out of it, and it spoils the original movie because the copycat gets out first. So that's why everybody in Hollywood is so paranoid about, do not speak about the plot of my movie. Do not tell anybody until we're released. Because once they're released, then the copycat doesn't have time enough to destroy the original.
Plus, they don't want it to get spoiled before the distributors see
Exactly.
it.
So Marcel also said to me, Ron, I know you're busting at the seams, but so I'm saying nothing except
we had fun.
I love the ending.
There we go.
I love the ending.
Oh, who else was in it?
But I can say this much. The film to me was very much like a lot of the films, but funny and written well. Better than all of the other films. But the ending is what made the film terrific.
Absolutely. We want to give a shout out to Hub Reynolds. He just said that he sold his farm.
Oh, good for you,
good for you,
Hub.
Hub. It was beautiful, and you put a lot of work into it.
I hope you made a lot of money on it.
And so good for you, Hub, and we're happy for you. Congratulations.
So now where are you going to live?
He doesn't know yet.
So what are you, homeless?
Well, he hasn't. He just sold it. He hasn't moved out yet. He just actually sold it.
Any lovely women out there that are looking for a sexy, hunky guy, ask him to move in with you. You have to be rich. No poor women. We don't want poor women. If you're a woman around 50 and you're very rich and you want a good sleep-in partner, call Hub.
He says he closes on December 9th.
Good for you. God, congratulations, Hub.
Merry Christmas.
Happy New Year.
That's right.
And yes, it'll be a very Merry Christmas for you this year.
All right, so
because Hub has had some hard times, folks.
Hub's fabulous. We love him. So
I love him to death.
So we want to thank everybody who's been tuning into the show every week. You can hear us on iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, iTunes, Spotify, Amazon Music, YouTube, Google Podcasts, Radio Public, TuneIn, Pandora, Amazon Prime, and SoundCloud. Those are the main ones. And then we're also on another 150 of them. But those are the ones everybody knows. Exactly. And we want to thank everybody for always tuning in and listening. We're having a good time. And we moved up on the rankings to be number 10 on the FeedSpot best celebrity interview shows in the world. We're number 10. So thank you all, because without you guys, we wouldn't be there.
Well, now we're going to try for 9.
That's right. Actually, I want to go for 1.
Who's our competition?
Oh, I don't know. I have to go back.
They have to be bigger than us.
Perez Hilton is one of the ones that.
Who?
Perez Hilton is bigger than us.
Perez Hilton? That's that gay guy, right?
Mm-hmm. With 80 million followers in social media.
Oh, that's because he's young and he's in with that club.
Yeah, actually, we're the only ones that are old people.
Old, yeah. No. Perez is in with the club people, so he's got a lot of young people that most of our audiences are 30 and up.
Also, we want to let everybody know that W4CY is in Florida and they're having a hurricane. So in case we have any power outages or anything that goes on because of the hurricane that's actually going on now, please bear with us. And hopefully that doesn't happen.
And we had the side of that hurricane came into the Pacific, and it went up Mexico, and it came to us. And that's why yesterday we had this rain and terrible cold weather. It all came up from there. What's the hurricane's name? Do you know?
I have no idea.
Oh,
I didn't even know there was one, so I didn't know that's the same one.
I told you driving in.
I know, but I didn't know that's the same one. That's like if it's hitting us, I don't know how it can hit Florida. No hurricane.
Jimmy, learn your geography.
I know, but hurricanes aren't 3,000 miles wide.
No, but a hurricane can come up from our hurricane came from Africa.
Oh, and theirs came from Mexico.
Theirs came from
No, ours comes from Mexico.
No. Oh, Mamma Mia!
I don't know.
And he said he graduated. How much? 6 in your class?
I have 6 in my class, but I don't do.
I mean, I was kicked out of school at 16 for being a troublemaker, and this one, it was supposed to be a valedictorian or whatever they are. And I know I'm smarter than he is. That goes to show you.
I don't do
that they educate in the 1940s. We were educated far better than the kids today. I probably have the average of a college person. Seriously, I'm very well read and very well spoken.
Oh, it's Hurricane Nicole. It came from the Atlantic.
Don't change the subject.
No, he's telling me. Well, I don't know what to tell me.
No, because I'm making a point. Back in our day, we had to have penmanship. We learned reading, writing, and arithmetic, geometry, trigonometry, all that stuff
all that
they no longer need because nobody writes.
You have to take it though.
Nobody writes script. They all print like little children print because, you write in script and they say, oh, I can't read that. I mean, really and truly. But we were very well educated in the 1940s and 50s. So I said that my intelligence level is college, even though I left school at 16. And I wasn't kicked out, folks. I quit. And my parents were very upset about it. And they said, why are you quitting high school? I said, because I want to go to dramatic school. I want to learn to be an actor. That's my thing, Ma. And my mother said, oh, my God, you're like me. When I was your age, I wanted to be an actress. And I made a few silent movies. And your grandfather stopped it and blah, blah. I said, oh, shut up. That's your story. That's not mine. And then my mother concluded with, oh, sure, Hollywood's just waiting for you. Well, I'm here.
Actually, too, a lot of people are in Florida, so we wish everybody in Florida safe because we have a ton of friends in Florida.
Yeah, it's not a great hurricane. It's probably more of a storm than it is a hurricane.
But they call it a hurricane.
Yeah, well, anything that's a 1 is a hurricane. But, below 1 is a storm.
Right, tropical storm.
Tropical storm, yeah. I think Florida has had it.
Poor Florida.
For this season with hurricanes.
Hopefully.
I used to love them when I lived in Florida and a hurricane was coming. I loved it. I put my trench coat on and a big floppy hat, and I'd go out and I'd walk, and the palm trees would be hitting me, and garbage pails flew by my eyes. I found it exciting.
No, that's not exciting. But I've been through many of them.
Yeah, I've been through earthquakes here. I don't care for earthquakes. I would take a hurricane over an earthquake. Earthquakes really are frightening. When you hear that rumble, and then the house starts to do this.
We also want to give a shout out to Dawn, who I know had like some kind of a surgery the other day, and I don't
what
think
kind of surgery?
I don't know, because I forgot, but I know she's in a lot of pain, so we want to just wish her well and tell
Dawn, what's wrong with you?
She's got like neck and back problems and stuff, I think. So we want to just let her know.
You know what, Dawn? Is she single?
No.
Oh, I was going to say, if you were single.
She has back surgery. She had a back surgery.
I know, but if she was single, she could hook up with Hub, and Hub would get rid of her back problem.
No. She's married with all kinds of kids. So
no, she's married. Okay, but if she was single, Hub would get rid of her back problem.
I love it.
Right, Hub? You could straighten any woman out.
Oh, that's funny. Anyway, so all is well. I hope everybody's doing well in Florida, and our bathroom is finished.
Oh, hallelujah. Hallelujah. Came out magnificent.
Yes.
Really beautiful. I mean, it's everything I want. We have the wonderful place to sit in the middle of the bathroom so I could sit like a gentleman to put on my socks and my shoes, the sinks and the clothes. It's just wonderful. There's no more running, scuttering back and forth. Like, where's my shirt? Where's my pants? Quick, I got to blow my hair. Oh, hair, by the way, look at my hair. This is what's called hurricane hair. No, really. I swear to you, rainwater is the best water for your hair. After your hair is wet from the rain, it is so soft, not manageable. But it's so, look at my hair, it's so soft. And this is all because of the rain. The raindrops keep falling on my hair.
Okay, so
But I need a haircut also.
what we're gonna do now, you guys, is we're gonna bring on our first guest.
Yay.
And hopefully hear well. And I'm super excited to have her.
Meanwhile, I want
on.
to say something about yesterday. We had the best pizza in the world. What was it called, that restaurant?
Mod Pizza.
Who?
Mod Pizza. M-O-D. Mod.
Mod Pizza.
It's like a Blaze Pizza, but it
But
was
better. I mean, the crust, it was delicious pizza. I'm not a great pizza fan, believe me. Now that I've stopped ingesting any sugar or I really have gone nuts. I'm on this health kick that's very strict. No fatty stuff, no garbage, no poisons, no artificial preserves, none of that shit. I'm on a truly no sugar, natural food kick.
There you go. All right, we're going to bring in our first
So wait
guest.
a minute. So if I get thin, don't think I have some kind of a disease and I'm dying. It's because of the diet that I'm on.
Okay, let's bring in our first guest. Go ahead, Juan. Hey!
Hey, how are you?
Oh my God, I'm great. How are you?
I'm fantastic, and I just want to say thank you guys so much for having me on your show. Wow, this is such an honor. So I know we're going to have so much fun, and just thank you.
Absolutely. So I know I asked you this on the phone yesterday, and I already forgot. But the best way to pronounce your name, Tamara.
Tamara.
Okay, I got it. Yay!
Yay!
You said they pronounce it wrong everywhere.
He graduated 6th in his class.
That's okay.
He can't even pronounce. I'm not supposed to speak until you introduce
So,
me.
all right, everybody. Now we want to welcome to the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell, the incredibly talented and beautiful actress Tamara Glynn. Hello and welcome to the show.
Thank you,
I
guys.
bet people pronounce it Tamara.
So Ron, on the West Coast, it's Tamara. In the Midwest here, it's Tamara, and on the East Coast, it's Tamara. So
No,
to the
and
point,
in Brooklyn, it's Tammy.
that too. So
Tammy in Brooklyn, you're going to be. I'm calling you Tammy from now on.
awesome.
You look like a Tammy. You're very pretty, You have a beautiful smile.
So hold on. This is Ron Russell. He's our cool, outrageous man about town co-host.
You already introduced
No,
me.
I didn't. I didn't say who you were, though.
Who gives a shit who I am?
We're married. We fight. You'll get used to it. And then we have a chat room with a bunch of people. Say hi to everybody in the chat room.
Hey, you guys. Oh my
There
gosh,
you
I'm
go.
so
And
excited.
that was a lovely, lovely bunch of words that you said in the beginning. And I think that we're the ones that are honored to have you on because you're our guest. And we're pleased that you're here. And I'm happy that you're happy to be here also.
I'm tickled to death. I'm
Good.
ecstatic.
Good.
So
Okay, so now stand up and take off your blouse. We have a guy in Australia, Dave
No,
Hughes.
he's in England.
Oh, he's in England.
Yeah.
Dave Hughes in England only messages me, when are you going to have the hot chicks on with the boobs? He's about 65 years old and married. He's a friggin' pervert. Every time we have a beautiful girl on like you, he text messages me, tell her to take off her blouse. I mean, do we have...
And he does it to all the beautiful scream queens that come on.
So now I think we just got a message where he said, tell this one to take off her blouse. So you have just made the take off the blouse girls.
Yeah, that's right.
That's a big honor because we've had a lot of women on that he's never said
He's
that.
saying, okay, here we go.
See what I mean? He's in the chat room. He just wrote, okay. No, that's a great honor to be in Dave Hughes's masturbating fantasy.
He's crazy, but he's fun. So you guys can follow.
We love him.
You can follow.
He only likes sexy, beautiful ladies. So you should be very
I'm
happy.
honored.
And
Thank
you
you.
should be honored with that.
Thank you
Dave
for that.
He is very particular about his women. Oh, yeah. If they're not pretty and stuff, he doesn't say a word.
I love it. He's right up
Dave,
my alley.
say to Dave, listen to me. We do this. Look in the camera and say, Dave, when can we meet, honey?
Dave, where can we meet, honey?
And Dave Bailey just joined us too from Clown Motel series. Hey,
Dave
what's
just
up?
had a stroke.
Dave Bailey. Oh my God, we gotta love it. So first of all, let's tell people a little bit about you so people know who we're talking to. So you guys, Tamara
Tammy.
is a phenomenal actress, you guys. She's a horror icon. She's in Halloween 5, The Revenge of Michael Myers, and that's really the one that made Danielle Harris, kind of famous in horror because she played Young, the one that Michael Myers is after. She was also in recently. She's in like the biggest horror movie of the last very long time that's in theaters right now, Terrifier 2.
Wait, hang on. Stop right there. I am hearing so much. I haven't seen it. Everybody that I know is screaming about it, saying it's the best horror movie ever made in the history of horror movie. Is that true, Tammy? Do you think so?
I've been on the road, and I really have not had. I've had a very busy travel schedule, and sadly, I have not had time to see it yet.
We haven't seen it either.
I haven't seen it either.
It comes out on Friday, I think, on
You haven't, but you're in it.
I am in it.
And you didn't see any of the rushes?
Do what?
Did you see any of the rushes?
No. No.
It's funny. So you guys, let me just tell people, Terrifier 2.
I was going to ask you, what is it about this movie that is so different that's going to terrify people with vomiting in the theater? I mean, I think it's great PR.
And it's also going to get an Academy Award nomination for Best Special Effects, I bet.
Yeah, I mean, what is that?
Because they said it's
can you enlighten us about anything about the film?
I mean, I have a lot of respect. I've known the producers for about 11 or 12 years now. And how it all came about for me, I watched the original, the first Terrifier on Netflix one night. And my buddies that were also in the first one and then going to be producers on the second one, I started texting them and I'm like, yo, I want a piece of this. I've got to have a piece of this. This is just so fun. And so I ended up talking to Damien, the director, and this is all his creation, Art the Clown. And I'm like, Damien, listen, I've got to have a piece of this. I don't know what it looks like for you, for me, whatever. I don't even freaking care. And so that went on for quite a while, just the dialogue back and forth. And then I flew to New York, and so I took a cameo in it, and I played a shopping mother. And because I haven't seen it, it was Felissa Rose who texted me one afternoon, and she's like, Mama, congratulations. And I'm like, and she's like, have you seen it? And I'm like, I haven't seen it yet. And she's like, oh my God. And I'm like, it's a cameo. It's a shopping mom. And she's like, Tam, the placement of it. Oh my God. Then all of these.
We're actually really good friends with Felissa. She's been on the show a million times. And Ron's been in a bunch of movies with her. So.
Yeah, I've worked with her. She's a sweetheart. I love her.
Oh, totally. Then I hear from other fans, like where the placement of this scene is crazy, and it all works beautifully, and it just gets freaking wild. And
all right, question: are you allowed to answer? What in the hell is the Terrifier? A person, a monster, a zombie, a vampire, a clown?
He's a clown. He's Art the Clown.
Oh,
Art the Clown.
Is it as scary as it?
Art the Clown is David Howard Thornton, and David cannot be a nicer human being. And it's like Felissa and I were talking about, because I told her, I'm like, this is not like a mask wearing, each movie, you can have a different Art the Clown.
No, he has to be the same guy.
This has to be David every time in order. I feel personally, nobody get mad at me. This is only my opinion. But yeah, so I think that's what's so cool about this, because normally with these masks and, they can interchange them for every movie. But this one,
I'm in 3 clown movies. No, 4. How many am I in?
A lot.
I'm in either 3 or 4 clowns.
That's Art the Clown.
Oh, I think I know him. I think he was there last night at Marcel's opening. I've been in about 3 or 4 clown movies, and I said to Jimmy, I'm not going to accept any more roles in clown movies. I think we've done it with clown movies. And here comes this movie that's a clown movie that's knocking the socks off of all the other films. So, boy, oh boy, I can't wait to see this film.
We're gonna see it. It comes out Friday on streaming on someplace on Friday.
I just finished the film.
Right.
Joseph Kelly's film. We wound it up a couple of months ago. It's called Clowny, and
Right.
Clowny is a very it's a good clown movie.
He's got a whole bunch.
Yeah, I was in only one stinkeroo, one
Awesome.
bad clown
That's
movie.
great. But yeah, so
How do you feel about being in clown movies?
I mean, I'm loving clown movies. I mean, I think they're amazing right now. But back to Damien, the creator. I mean, all of this is his baby, and he certainly birthed it very, very well. I think, you know, a million times more than anyone ever anticipated. You know, I just have so much respect for him because he really pushed, took every risk out there cinematically, and it worked.
No, I think it's amazing.
Does this movie have a story, or is it just chop them up scene after scene?
No, there is a storyline. There is a storyline. Yes, there is a storyline. Where it goes in this one, I don't know because I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, we're gonna find out though, because I heard that Chris Jericho is also in it.
Well, how can we
Yes,
see it?
yes.
It hasn't come out yet. It's only unless you go to the movie theater. It's in the movie theaters.
I don't go to movie
I
theaters.
know. So, well, it comes out Friday on streaming though. And then
I
in
used to go
December-
to them in LA, you know, the private screenings.
Right.
Of course, they were nice rooms with nice people, comfortable seats. Now you go to the movie theater, people are eating, talking, banging your seat.
Playing
Rude,
with your phone.
rude.
Yeah,
Rude,
playing
very
with phones.
rude audience.
Wait, I want to go back. So Chris Jericho, you guys, is also in this film, and because we're doing a werewolf vampire like trilogy, and Chris Jericho is going to be one of the leads in our
Thank
film.
God I'm not in a
And
clown movie.
So that's going to so you basically have done a ton of horror movies, but that's not you got discovered because we talked on the phone yesterday, and you actually got discovered in Miami or someplace, right, as a model, and then you came to LA.
Well, before that, y'all, what really happened?
Yeah, what really happened?
All of this happened because I grew up singing church solos in a little tiny Baptist church here in Arkansas.
So you're from Arkansas.
I'm from Arkansas. That's my home state.
How'd you lose your accent?
That's where I currently reside. So, yeah, it all started in a little Baptist church.
No, but wait, how'd you lose your accent? You don't sound like you're from Arkansas.
I had to go to a speech coach prior to moving to Los Angeles when I was 12 years old.
It was suggested to me to go lose my Brooklyn accent. And I said, oh, really? Then I'll never work again.
Yeah.
They only hire me.
like him.
They only hire me because of my real, true Brooklyn accent. It's not a fake one. This is the real McCoy.
So wait, you went to LA though young, right? You were pretty young when you
Wait,
went
I
to
didn't
LA.
finish.
Oh.
So if you had to play a girl from Arkansas, can you bring the accent
Oh,
back?
absolutely.
Let me hear some of it.
But well, y'all, what do you think of those Chester drawers over there?
Tammy, that makes you adorable. You are so adorable with this.
Dinner, y'all. Turn them damn lights out.
Oh, they have
Turn them damn lights out.
They have to cast you as a girl from Arkansas. You are
I
so
would so
adorable.
love to play something that was, that where I could fully utilize. And I'm going into a movie in New York on this coming Saturday, and I'm so thankful I get to use my accent.
Yeah.
I'm so happy.
She's going to be in a movie. She's flying to New York for a movie this weekend, and she's going to use her accent.
Oh, good. I'm glad. Because
I
you
love
are.
that. Yeah.
It makes you very, very adorable. You're sophisticated when you speak proper English, but when you have the accent, you're adorable. Question now, and I don't care if you like it or not, I'm going to ask it. Gay, straight, married, single, children, what do you got?
So I am divorced. I have not been remarried in about 18 years now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Okay,
I know. It's so freaking lonely, y'all. I hate
Okay,
it.
stop it right there. Stop right there.
We can hook you up with all
I
kinds
have
of
a
people.
guy for you, sexy hunk, Also from some hick town in the middle of America. Where the fuck is he from? Hub Reynolds speaks like you with an accent. Gorgeous, sexy, butch, straight, lovely. We adore
Country
him.
singer.
His
country
name is
music
Hub
singer.
Reynolds.
He's in the chat room. Say hi to Hub.
He's in the chat room, and he's looking for somebody to get romantically, seriously involved with. Hub.
Oh, he just wrote she's really hot.
Hub, wait, shut up. I'm doing Hub. If you don't call this girl, I will never speak to you again.
Wait,
you date this girl. You too. I swear to God, we made a marriage in heaven. You are no. He is good looking, baby.
So Hub, you can
wait. He is a country singer.
Hang on, wait, Hub, follow her on Instagram. It's at Tam Glynn, TAMGLYNN.
I'm making a marriage. What are you interrupting for? You freaking.
How do you know she wants to get married? She just wants to go on a date.
Listen,
No,
listen.
nice.
We all want.
Seriously, guys, I was on the phone earlier with a friend of mine, and I said, I'm so busy right now. I'm so damn blessed. Like, there's just this beautiful, like, all this abundance that's coming in. Because I also fly out and I'm on the international convention circuit. And I'm like, it would be so effing nice to have someone to share all of this with.
Oh, Jesus Christ, Hub, call her right now. I'm going to kill myself over here. What are you doing?
No, y'all, listen. I'm going to tell you this story.
Oh, y'all. He said y'all.
Y'all, listen, seriously.
Wait a minute.
Wait, listen, she's going to talk.
I got to tell y'all this story. It's a true story. So I meet this guy online, and I've never done that before, and I'm not into this dating app bullshit. That's not because that's dangerous. My life, I would get murdered by a serial killer, and then no one would be able to find my body. So I meet this guy. We met online, and I'm like, okay, there were like indicators there where I could really trust him, and I'm like, okay, this is really cool, Then the MF tells me, well, I can't handle your career. I can't handle all the attention you're getting. And I'm like,
oh, go away from me.
I'm like, I told you I was an actress and that I'm from the franchise now. And I told you I was about to get really busy. And then he goes, boom. And I'm like,
yeah, you don't need that.
I would have said, go fuck yourself and hung up.
Thank you.
Listen,
that's what I said.
Hub Reynolds.
That I didn't say it to him. I texted it.
listen, Tammy.
Technology.
Tammy. We have a code among us men. When we want to describe a guy to a woman, we say he's a double H. You know what a double H is?
No.
Handsome and hung. And that's Hub Reynolds.
Yeah,
sexy. I'm telling you, if you see this guy, you'll melt. And he's not a womanizer. He's a real hick guy. He's like a real country boy. And
That's what I thought about this one. I thought he's from.
No. I wouldn't steer you. I wouldn't give you.
We wouldn't steer
I
you
would
wrong.
never give you a piece of shit. Never. Never. I love Hub. Hub is a dear friend of ours for 100 years. He's been on our show so many times. He was involved with some tomato who we didn't care much for, who worked him over. So he came out of a little bit of a tailspin. He really needs to meet. I swear to God, I'm not making a joke of this. Tammy, I would love for you and Hub to hook up just for a date. He is so handsome. He's a country singer. He can sing to you how much I love you, baby. I mean, how romantic can you get? Now, he lives he just sold his house
in Georgia.
And Hub is in the chat room. Hub, where are you moving?
She says
where do you live?
Pick, but I don't have a pick.
Tammy, where do you live?
Arkansas.
I live in Northwest Arkansas.
Hub, how far are you from Arkansas?
Fucking long way. Georgia to Arkansas?
No, it's not that far. By plane, it's about an hour and 20 minutes.
That's nothing.
Hub, go to Arkansas, take this lovely girl to dinner, and then call me up and say, Ron, thank you for the marriage.
Anyway, let's move on.
I'm serious. You got to see what he looks like. He's really handsome.
So wait, I'm going to brag for you a little bit so people even know a little bit more about you. So some of the TV shows, besides all the horror movies, which we're going to go back and talk about, and a movie called Daddy and Them that I haven't seen, but I love all the people in it. You guys, she was on Knots Landing, which we just had not too long ago. Who did we have? Donna. We had Donna Mills on a couple of weeks ago.
You love Donna Mills.
She was my idol, and
I love her.
No, back in the day. So, and I know this because, long story short, my mom was the executive assistant for Michael Mann, and my mom also worked for like MCA Records and all of this. but there was a time when Donna put out this, it was a VHS, and it was called, the title of it was The Eyes Have It, because it was a tutorial on how to do
Eye
those
makeup.
beautiful eyes.
Famous for that.
And I had that VHS. Donna was my hero.
She was such a great guest, and
She's
she's 82 years old.
She's exactly my age because I'm 82,
Ooh.
and she's 82.
And she looks smoking hot.
She brought me back to the day of when women were stunning, classy, well-spoken, elegant, and sophisticated. And I just sat there looking at her, and I said, "Here's my contemporary. Boy, have we lost a lot over the years." She's stunningly beautiful, you know.
So I have to tell you, so one of our friends,
82.
One of our friends who's an author, one of our neighbors, Ryan Field, is in the chat room, and he says hello. And also the fact that your nails were just in front of the screen, and he says this is off topic, but great manicure.
Ryan Field is my very good friend, and he has written over 150 books. Gay men lover books, I guess.
Gay erotic
books. So if you want to pick up an erotic book, get a Ryan Field book.
That's absolutely.
Ryan's coming on our show in a couple of weeks, so he'll tell you all about his work.
So
he's
you
a
guys,
wonderful friend.
You can see Tamara in Knots Landing, Growing Pains, Miami Vice, Life on the Flip Side, Brand New Life, Nightmare on Elm Street, the television series, Rags to Riches. I wrote too, like there's some kind of a thing, and I couldn't find anything on it, but you're in like a TV series called Boca. We're from Boca. We lived in Boca Witches.
Yeah, it's still going. It's still tied up in post-production right now.
Boca Bitches or Witches?
No, Witches.
Boca Witches.
I wrote a play called Boca Bitches, and the whole play is about women of Boca. It went up. It did very well not Broadway, but off of whatever. And that's interesting.
So
it's a great town to write about. A lot of characters there.
Oh, wait. Also, so you have another film that just came out, I think, Friday the 13th, Vengeance Part 2, which is a fan film, right?
It was a fan film, but it was a heavily stacked fan film.
What does that mean, fan
Well,
film?
I mean, so the cast consisted of C.J. Graham, Tommy McLaughlin, Darcy DeMoss, one of my best friends, Richie Ramone, myself.
Paul Taylor's in it because we just had him on 2 weeks ago. We just had him on Pinhead. We had him on 2 weeks ago.
Paul Taylor, Rob Mello. Jason Brooks. It was Jason's project. And in fact, back a few months ago, we were all up in Seattle for the premiere. So we're all so excited about it. It's picking up so many awards. So many laurels for, international film festivals. So we're all really proud. And it's on YouTube, you guys. It's free. We do recommend you be, a little older, 18, 16, whatever.
To watch it. So
a little older.
It's got some boobs in it. It's got some sex or violence in it. So you have
Not mine.
The film we saw last night, which I'm not allowed to speak of, had one of the gals in the shower totally naked from head to toe, and the camera wasn't shy. And I thought to myself, I have never really seen this in a film as detailed, let's say. And I just thought of all the gay guys I know that are throwing up.
She had like a landing strip.
When they look at this naked woman, they go, oh, really? And I'm
strip.
thinking of all the straight guys that now have stiffs in their pants, because it was a very sexy scene. She was quite endowed. She had lovely bosoms, and she's a beautiful girl. So I thought to myself, okay, back in 1955 in the movies, they used to put a flower if the décolletage was shown. Cleavage was absolute. Jane Russell, my buddy, my best friend, who I love, she used to tell me that all the time. My bosom, it wasn't my size, but Jane Russell was a 36B. So it wasn't the size of her breasts. It was that she had wonderful cleavage.
Right.
And the cleavage used to turn men on. Just cleavage.
Right.
Not the bosom. Could you imagine men getting horny and crazy over cleavage? Now they see the whole woman naked and they're in the audience eating popcorn.
That's funny.
But they're not bothered. Well, now, question. I always lead into a question. Would you do a completely head to toe close up? No, naked? Or have you?
So so in Halloween 5, they were supposed to show side nudity, and it was the wardrobe department that completely fucked that up.
Wait, how is that?
Because I wear a costume, I'm like a red devil, and they did not apparently get the memo or pay attention to what was supposed to happen, because it's a lovemaking scene. So there was supposed to be side partial nudity, and then after the wardrobe, it was in my contract. I mean, all the stipulations were in there, and then wardrobe messed it up, and
And you were naked.
No, she wasn't naked.
You weren't naked.
and it was done. I did rewrite my kill scene. That was fun. That's why cinematically it is the way it is today. Thank God for that. But
It didn't hurt your scene, did it?
no, it did not. No.
Okay, as long as it doesn't hurt the scene, it's
Because
okay.
I was one of the only ones that ever fought Michael Myers back, because I was supposed to die like some stupid way, just like that. So I went to Mr. Akkad and the director, and I'm like, hey, y'all, I have a suggestion, and I think we need to show her strength instead of her being, a little just dumbass. And grew up on a farm, I know what barns are, because this whole thing, and it's lit beautifully. And Greg Nicotero from KMBFX and The Walking Dead, Greg did all the special effects and everything with K&B, his company. And so it's just a beautiful, beautiful scene. And yeah, I'm really glad that I had the balls to
I could really.
well, I mean, I was 20 years old. I'm straight, but to go and recommend that they change this whole sequence of one of the most pivotal scenes, important scenes in the movie, I was very brave.
Yeah, and it worked to your benefit.
I have suggested to some producers, if you really want to have a horror movie to terrify people, have them running out of the theater and vomiting, put me in it frontal naked. I'll clear a theater out. Nothing like an 82-year-old naked man.
But back to your question. So if the script called for it,
You would.
if it was very tasteful,
Yes.
yeah, I mean, yeah, I would be happy, and that would be very liberating. I'm very proud of my body and my frame, so I would be very happy to celebrate my body. I mean, why not?
Well, if they for some reason needed an 82-year-old man in the hospital, half dead, and they hired me for frontal nudity, I'd say no, because I have 2 daughters, and I really wouldn't want my daughters to see me naked, and the world.
They gave you $1 million?
Well, for $1 million, I would be naked. I would do performances. I would do anything. I would fuck myself for $1 million. How's that?
You know what? When you are my age and you've been in this business,
You get paid extra, for nudity.
Oh,
So-
Dave Bailey said he's going to add that in Cloud Motel 3.
Oh, yeah. Dave, I'll kill you. Listen, Tammy, you get paid extra for nudity.
you
I
do.
want everybody out there to know that
Yeah.
these actresses are not used and abused. They are taken care of financially for performing naked.
And, and the contracts are, there's so much that just goes into the contractual side of
Exactly.
doing anything. I don't think a lot of people understand that, but they are very, very strict.
So
I think I'd like to work with you. I think in a comedy, I'd love to work with her in a comedy. I think we could bang off each other really funny. I think you and I could have a good rapport.
Oh, I
back
think so
and forth.
too. So wait, I want to go back. So
You do a good comedy, right?
I'm sure
Yeah, in fact, I've got one coming out in 2023. Yeah, that stars myself and Pandora. Pandora's Box.
Yes.
Yeah, Pandora from RuPaul's Drag Race. I think that's
Yes,
it.
it's fun. Yes, yes, RuPaul's Drag Race. So I have a question for you. You don't have to answer it, because Hub asked how old you are, and I don't know if that's public knowledge.
we
Do you
don't
like-
ask that.
No, if it's public,
Fucking Google me. I mean,
oh, just Google her, Hub.
Yeah, no, I never. That's one. I know. I'll ask how deep is your valley, but I'll never say how old are you.
Okay, so I want to talk. So first of all, because one of the things I think is so cool, it looks like Terrifier is going to turn into like a franchise, and it's going to become an iconic franchise.
right.
You know, so now and Halloween already is the most iconic franchise that there is. So you're going to have roles in two of the most iconic franchises that there are. What do you have a favorite like horror movie franchise?
Well, but the thing about it is, and this is something that someone recently pointed out to me, they're like, okay, Halloween, Terrifier, I did Nightmare on Elm Street, Freddy's Nightmare.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
I also did Vengeance. Vengeance is a high caliber Friday the 13th.
Friday the 13th, yes.
So now I can say that I've officially breathed in some way, shape, form, whatever. In some capacity, I've been a part of.
Except for Hellraiser, then, because Hellraiser to me is the only other good.
Yeah,
really
Hellraiser, yeah.
We have to get you into the Hellraiser one.
It's safe to say that you are a icon in the horror film business.
I don't like that word.
Well, I think you have a lot of credit there.
I hate that word. I'm not, I don't think I'm icon, I'm legend, I'm my son's mother, and I am a working actress. You know?
Good, that's good though. That's why people like you so much though, because you're not a snotty piece of shit.
Sometimes the title icon fits. And when let's not say no. When you work in as many films as you've worked in, you become an icon. You really do, because you have. I bet you if you went to a table signing, the line would be around the block.
She goes all the time,
right? When you're signing photos at a table.
That's hit and miss, and it totally depends upon the demographic. So, y'all, I'm just grateful. Like I said, I'm just Tammy from Arkansas, and my grandparents were in the cattle business, and I mean.
Oh well, do you watch Yellowstone?
I do.
It's a fucking great. I love that show.
Love Yellowstone, yeah.
It's kind of like you.
I am a 64-year in the business overnight sensation.
There you go.
Took me 64.
Right, Ron.
It took me 64 years of film, television, and theater to get to do what I'm doing today. So I think that the word icon should be applied to a lot of people.
It's taken me 33 years. I did my first national
commercial. You're an icon. You're an icon.
Wait, you did your first national commercial when?
I did my first national commercial when I was like 12 or 13. And it was back for, do y'all remember Gloria Vanderbilt jeans? The GV? Yes.
Absolutely.
So that's how old I am.
That was a big deal, though. Gloria Vanderbilt back then was like
it was the gene that fit everybody's body.
Yes.
Any body shape.
Gloria Vanderbilt back then was a badass.
Yeah.
Because she was the first one to put an elastic in a jean. So the jean contoured to your body. She was quite a lady, Vanderbilt. I didn't meet her, but I was at a party when I lived in New York, and she was there. I thought that she was the ugliest, most beautiful woman I have ever seen, if you understand that. Right. She looks like a man. She's handsome. She's beautiful. I was mesmerized by her, and I was a little intimidated too, because she sort of was a bit standoffish. But I looked at her and I thought, my God, what an interesting looking woman.
Right.
Just stunningly interesting. So different with that weird haircut and her eyebrows and her makeup and her facial expression.
That was a big deal, though. That was a national commercial, right? Mm-hmm. That had to be national if it's Gloria Vanderbilt.
And then it was even cooler. But it was cooler finding out, like, all these years later that Anderson Cooper
is her son.
Right. Cooper, right.
I love Anderson Cooper. I mean, I think he's just such an attractive, intelligent.
Oh yeah, sophisticated.
Love him.
Yeah.
His mother was like that also. She was very. But by the way, she was not a little woman. Gloria Vanderbilt was a statuesque woman.
Oh,
She was tall and broad and
Right.
big. You know.
So you did another movie. It's called Daddy and Them. What kind of movie was it?
So that was about an Arkansas family. It was just a bunch of hick stuff from around here, and I think I was the only person that wasn't like a huge star in it. It was
Listen to the people. Wait, let me tell everybody who was in this film: Billy Bob Thornton, Laura Dern, Diane Ladd, Kelly Preston, Tuesday Night, who we actually know, Ben Affleck, Andy Griffith, and Jamie Lee Curtis. I mean, those are like all like household names. I don't know if they were then, but most of them probably were.
Yeah, they were.
Griffith was. Tuesday Night, we met at a bunch of events here in L.A.
And Billy Bob Thornton is nice. I met him with Angelina Jolie in the drugstore. And because Angelina Jolie, who was Angie Voight, grew up in my house in Beverly Hills. I used to give her peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. She and my daughter Deirdre went to school together. They're friends. And Billy Bob was sweet. And I said to Angie, how come you never see, and I mentioned the girl's name who was one of the friends. She was your best friend. And Angie pointed to Billy Bob and she said, no, he's my best friend. And I thought that was romantic.
I want to hear a crazy story that I've never shared with, I don't think, anyone.
Okay, good. We like that.
It's about Billy.
Okay.
So when I was about 6 or 7 years old, my mom, no, I was older than that. I'm so sorry. I was about 10 because my mom picked me up from school one day. And so I get in the car and she's like, how was your day at school? And I'm like, it was great, Mom. What do you want me to say? And she's like, I'm even surprised that she fucking told me this. She said, I went to a psychic today. And I'm like, oh my God, what the hell is like wrong with you? You went to a psychic. My mom, the space cadet, because what the hell is going on here? So fast forward, long story short, that was Billy's mom. That was yeah.
Oh, the psychic was Billy's mom?
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's funny.
Okay.
Because Jay
I met Sylvester Stallone's mother at a cocktail party here in LA. And we got to be chummy and talking. We had a lot of fun. And she said to me, pull down your pants. And I said, why? She said, I want to read your ass. I said, what? She said, yeah, I read asses. She's a psychic. And I'm serious. I'm not lying. She reads people's asses. So her son was there, Sylvester's brother. And he looked at me, Frank, and he looked at me and he said, oh, you don't really have to do it. I said, well, I had no intention of doing it. At a cocktail party, lowering my slacks so she could read my ass. But she was a riot. Oh, she was way out. Sylvester Stallone's mom. I loved her. She was crazy.
So Billy's mom and my mom they became like best friends. So Virginia, Billy's mom, she became like, I don't know, in a sense, like an adopted mother to me. So
you were always around Billy Bob Thornton.
He was very nice. He was very friendly. He was extremely nice. I liked him.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's something I like to ask actors and actresses. And it's a two-part question. Number one, male and female actor on a bucket list of somebody who you would like to work with. And part two of it is, if you could have been in any movie ever made in history, what movie would you have liked to have been in?
Jeez.
What movie?
No, she said she was like, no, more like.
What, Jimmy?
He loves to throw that at people.
I know, but I love it. You can have more than one if you have a few, but you have to have a male and a female actor that you think, oh my God, I would love to work with these people.
You know, I'm going to have to say the male would be Robert Redford.
Okay, I like that one. I love Robert Redford.
And
I'd like to have sex with him, not even work with him. Just have sex with him.
Me too.
I don't need to work with him.
And female-wise, you know, I'm going to have to say someone like a Meryl Streep or like a Barbara Streisand.
Barbara Streisand. I like that better than Meryl Streep.
Yeah.
Okay, and then what about, and what movie, like do you have a favorite movie that you like, a go-to movie, like if you're you want to just see something that makes you happy, or when you're in a bad mood or something, do you have a go-to movie? Like I have my go-to movie, which Ron doesn't like any of my go-to movies. My go-to movies are The Lost Boys and Pretty Woman. Those are like my two favorite movies. I've seen each one of them like 5,000 times. And then there's another one with Hilary Duff and Colin Firth, where I forgot the name of it now, but I've seen it like 500 times. I know all the lines.
You know what? I really don't have one particular movie per se, because whenever I want to feel whatever I need to feel at that moment, I always resort back to true life, real life crime.
Oh, do you really?
Do you know how many? I've talked
If it had to be a movie, it would probably be something as dark and demented as like Helter Skelter or some shit.
Oh,
okay. I've spoken to many actresses about this in conversation, and you know the character they all wanted to play, Holly Golightly in Breakfast at Tiffany's.
Right.
Believe it or not, so many actresses love that character.
have you seen Breakfast at Tiffany's?
Not in years.
Not in years.
But you remember it. So would you play Holly Golightly in Breakfast at Tiffany's?
Yeah.
Oh, what a girl wants. They just wrote it in the chat room for me. That's the movie I like with Hilary Duff and not Hilary Duff. I forgot, but Colin Firth and Amanda Bynes. It was Amanda Bynes and Colin Firth. And I freaking love that movie. I think it's awesome.
Also, Holly Golightly was written for Marilyn Monroe, and Marilyn Monroe turned it down, and Audrey Hepburn took it. And I think Audrey did a wonderful job with playing Holly Golightly.
Do you have horror movies that you actually like? Do you like? First of all, are you a horror movie fan? Like, if you weren't a horror movie star, would you watch horror movies, or you would watch them because you're in them?
So my mom, God rest her soul, she's the one that turned me onto horror. And yeah, I mean, I have my limits with horror because I'm more of a documentary kind of girl.
This one too.
I love my documentaries.
I love documentaries.
Yeah. But I really don't watch. Well, I think the fans, I think they think I'm looping Halloween 5 all day, every day. You, Jimmy, do not freaking laugh about this because that's the truth. Seriously. So, I'm not sitting around watching Halloween all day. I'm very grateful for that amazing movie franchise, but I just, but I've done so much work in the genre now. Like next year, I've got this other movie coming out called Ouija, A New Beginning. I've got and I do a ton of horror work, but as far as really watching them, I tend to go, there's a lot of independents that I watch, but I also go and look at the difference and try to understand the balance between all the studio shit as opposed to the good independent stuff.
That's funny because the Ouija one, I remember on IMDb, Alyssa Dowling is in that, and she's a good friend of ours. Her and her husband are good friends of ours.
She is a great friend of mine.
Yeah, she's phenomenal.
She's
We love her. Yeah, we love her.
She's one of our favorites.
In fact, I was on the phone with her earlier. So, yes.
Oh, next time you talk to her, tell her Jimmy and Ron send her the best because we love her.
Yes, I did. I was so happy when I got the call to see if I was interested in doing Ouija. They told me she was in it, and she is one actress that Alyssa was literally on my bucket list to work with.
There you go.
She's a fine actress.
I've got to work with her. And we had the best time on set up in Seattle. And she is just such a sweetheart. I love her.
Absolutely.
She's so talented. She's beautiful.
Absolutely.
I love her and her entire family. Fucking amazing.
We don't see that now. They don't live in California anymore. We don't see her.
Yeah.
Every time we would go to an event.
Living now?
They live in Florida.
Yeah.
Oh, right, they moved to Florida, right?
So I think it's terrific.
She's a sweetie. And yes, she's very liked by everybody in the business. It's so important to be liked by your fellow workers. That's why you must never talk bad about another fellow worker, because you think you're doing damage to the person you're talking bad about. No, you're doing damage to yourself, because then we know that you're a big mouth troublemaker and we avoid you. Whereas Alyssa is an angel. Nobody could say an
You
unkind
can't say
word
anything
about
bad
her.
about her.
Yeah.
Not an unkind word.
And actually, I've never heard anything.
Or Felissa. Felissa,
Yeah,
I think
everybody loves
also is
Felissa,
a
too.
sweetheart. Sarah French is an angel. I
Do you know Sarah French?
I don't.
Oh, she's
Yeah,
wonderful. If
we'll
you
have
know
to
her.
get you in
She's,
some of those
she
movies.
is the most gorgeous blonde in the world. Who doesn't know it? She doesn't act it or show it. She's just a regular little girl. She's a hit.
Well, that's funny.
She comes from up north somewhere in Norway. I don't know where the hell she's from, but she lived
Minnesota.
on Minnesota. She lived on a farm.
Oh,
Dave Bailey's in the chat room, and he said he was just talking to Alyssa and Eddie this morning.
Oh, we love Alyssa. Dave, say hi to her for us.
Yeah, that's right. Everybody say hi to Alyssa for us.
But so Sarah French was raised on a farm, and it shows in her work.
right.
Because there's nothing more obnoxious than a sexy, beautiful blonde who knows it. You want to smack her. But when Sarah works, you want to hug her. That's like why I call you Tammy. There's two yous. And there's a you that I'd like to hug, and there's a you that I respect and look at as an actress. But there's two of you. You are two people. You know that.
Thank you.
But do you know that?
I do. I do.
You're
No,
the actress. And then,
Like I want to be Tammy like all the time because that's who I am. I'm not into. I'm just. I want to be me.
that's me. I'm Ronnie. My friends call me Ronnie.
Yeah.
Ron Russell is the actor. Ronnie is who I am.
Right.
I don't like to mix the two.
Yeah.
They're two people.
No, I think it's very cool.
I never do Ron Russell with my friends. I hate that shit.
Yeah.
You know,
When
I
people
always
put
go. I always
attitude-
go looking for people to come on the show. You know, and people who I think will be a good fit for the show, and that have the same type of audience that we have. You know, because our audience basically likes cool people, just cool people. They like actors and actresses and musicians who are cool. And so when I saw you on Facebook, I was like, oh my gosh, I have to become friends and invite her on the show.
Oh, I'm glad you did.
And
This is sweet
and
as
so I'm
hell.
super excited to meet you because now I can put you on my list because I produce a lot of movies of actresses, that I know. And I think a lot of people would like to work with you because I think you have, besides the fact that you're really talented, I think you have a great personality and people will want to work with you. And I've never heard anything bad about you. And I've known who you are for, very many, many, many years. And I've never heard anybody say anything but good things, which
Because
is
there's no room in our business for prima donnas or people who make trouble on the set or people who think who the fuck they are. I mean, get over it. Nobody's a great actor or a great actress, as they say. They'll tell you, I'm a great actor, and they're really not. Let the audiences say it, not you.
And I think, and I'm glad that you're bringing that up because there's so much smoke and mirrors when it comes to Facebook and all
yes, they are.
of everything social media encompasses. And,
And they really have no right to do it.
no, we go, whether it be Felissa, Alyssa, Sarah, myself, whoever it is, this is just, there's a lot more. This is a process. And, there's a lot of people that go out there and they're tooting their own horns and they're making themselves to be like these mega stars.
Mega. Super.
And I'm like, wow. And just, when I was talking to Alyssa earlier, I was talking to her about, trying to get my energy back up from having COVID, trying to stay healthy because I've been out like.
Don't eat sugar.
Well, I mean, no, and I don't because I'm more of a keto kind of girl. But
Good.
But when you're traveling as much as because I'm going on when I go to New York this weekend, that is my eighth consecutive weekend to travel. And so, with flight delays, with everything that there's so many layers and elements and dynamics to this industry. And I just wish people would give us like some credit because I know they don't understand, but we go through, this shit's not easy.
No. Listen,
I love the way you said that.
I was friends with Betty Davis, the real Betty Davis.
Wow.
Oh, yeah, years ago.
Wow.
And I said to Betty something referring to about her being a star. And she looked at me, she said, Ron, I'm just a girl that works in a factory.
Right.
And that's what Betty Davis thought of the studio. It's a factory. It smells, it's cold, it's dank, it's ugly, it's dirty, it's all broken. The toilets are hideous. I mean, so Betty Davis just felt, I'm a working girl in a factory. That's how wonderful she was.
Right.
Betty never blew her own horn. And if you did, she would walk away from you. She had no tolerance for anybody that thought they were better than she. That's why she hated Joan Crawford so much, because Joan Crawford loved herself. Betty Davis never loved herself.
I've been on, it only happened to me one time when some of the crew tried to break me.
Try to break you?
Break.
I'm just talking about just try and like throw me off my character and get in my eye.
Why?
Because, I mean,
Why would anyone do such a thing?
Why would anyone waste their fucking time trying to?
Why would anyone do that?
There's just a lot out there that, you know, that we.
The crew?
Yeah.
A fellow actor or the crew?
Crew. The
crew. Try to throw you off. I don't believe that. Why on earth would they want to do that?
Well, obviously they did, because she's telling you they did. So.
I believe her. I'm not questioning
They
her.
didn't succeed, so.
Of course.
I'm telling you that it just doesn't, because, you know, it's like when you go to set, yes, do you want to get along with people? Absolutely. Who wants to go there and have, you know, all these enemies that you're living with, you're eating with, and all of that shit that you're working with, that you're so like close to on set. So, like I said, you know, there's just, and now, I mean, I've even had to learn, you know, what to watch out for.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, and I've really had to kind of tighten my own reins up to try and avoid any possible anything. So
Remember one thing, Tammy. If you weren't there, they would not be working. So it's because you're there that they're working, and they should be grateful for that, not try to hurt your performance because it hurts the film. No, that's the one thing about Joan Crawford, since I brought her name up. I've never met Joan Crawford, but I've heard her stories. She loved her crew. Right. She would sit and play cards with them. She hung out. She was smart. She knew that the lighting and cameraman would be kind to her if they did it.
They make you look good. You want to be
friends. So you must never fight with your DP or your director, because it's foolish. You'll only wind up the loser. Yeah. And, you know, there are so many egos in this business, mentally ill people who are schizophrenic paranoia.
No, there really are.
They think you're talking about them, or you're saying bad things about them, or you're trying to physically.
They're paranoid. Yeah.
They're nuts. They're totally crazy people.
If you post something on, if you post something on social media, you're getting text and they're blowing up your messenger. Why are you talking about me? I'm like, I don't even remember who you are.
I often write, if I get that you're talking about me, I write back, well, if the shoe fits, wear it. You know, I write.
I've gotten to the point, I'm too old. I'm not playing a fucking game. I work my ass off. I'm my son's mom. I have a beautiful daughter-in-law.
Your son is a man.
And I'm grounded, and I'm just gonna be me. I mean, if you want to call me a hick from Arkansas or a redneck,
I love it. That's a part of you I love.
That's so appealing. I think that's so
what
appealing.
I love about you.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, I just don't play the fucking game. I mean,
no, when you're proper, you're another actress. But when you do the hick from Arkansas, you are adorable. I would love to see you in a film doing that.
What's she doing this weekend?
Rather than doing the other, because there's such a charm about it. There's such a love and a warmth about it. That's like Sherry Davis. Sherry Davis is from Texas.
Right,
and when she's on screen, she's not. But when in person, she's a real shit kicking gal. And that's what I like most about her.
Right.
Yes, fabulous. All right, so you guys fun, because we have another guest that we have to get to. We love you. You're a great guest. You
Tammy,
really are.
You're terrific.
So you guys follow Tamara Glynn. Her Instagram is TAMGLYNN. Go on YouTube, you guys, and watch Friday the 13th Vengeance 2 Bloodlines. It's on YouTube. Check out Terrifier 2. congratulations on all your success. We'll definitely stay in touch. And if you ever have anything big to promote, let us know. We'll bring you back. But thank you so much for
And
coming
my
on the
final
show.
word is you are an icon.
Yes.
That's it. No more talk. No more conversation.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye,
Tammy.
honey.
Bye.
Thank
God bless
Bye.
you. Bye.
Bye. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
She-
What a
great
lovely girl.
pianist. So
I'd love to work with her. She'd be a lot of fun to work with.
So you guys, we're going to take a quick music break. We're going to play the Nicotine Dolls, What Makes You Sad. And then we're going to come back with our next guest, Michael Shapiro from Reckless in Vegas.
With my hair like this, all I need to do is put on tits and I can
No,
do
you're
dread.
fine. All right, everybody.
I
check
look like
out,
a woman.
Come on, we got to go. Check out Nicotine Dolls, everybody. We'll be right back with our next guest.
Talk to me. She wants to know what's soft inside that's tearing me up into the pieces on the floor, you see. I don't have an answer for you now. Just go around to find a reason. Tell me what makes you sad. Tell me what makes you sad. You said tell me what makes you sad. Oh, tell me what makes you sad. Everything, every breath and step and word that's falling out of me, it's like a hammer to the knees of who I wanna be. Somebody who's easy to be around. My adjective is overwhelming. Tell me what makes you sad. Tell me what makes you sad. You should tell me what makes you sad. Oh, tell me what makes. I said, well, it's more than you know. It's more than you know. It's more than you know. It's more than you. If I say too much, you'll realize you made a choice in loving me. You regret, you run away from the falling house into another person's arms. Straight into stronger hearts. I wouldn't break your heart. If I was you, I'd fall apart next to this bleeding, bruising heart on a wall in a room no one wants to walk in. You leave me hanging it open. Oh, tell me what makes you sad. Tell me what makes you sad. You said, tell me what makes you sad. Oh, tell me what makes. I said, well, it's more than you know. It's more than you know. Oh, it's more than you know. It's more than you. Tell me what makes you sad.
Hey, everybody, that's the Nicotine Dolls. I actually follow them on TikTok, and I love them, and we're going to see if we can reach out to them and get them to come on the show. But now,
I'm making out with my
we're
dog.
ready for our next guest, Michael Shapiro. Let him in, Juan. Hey, ho, what's up?
Am I in?
Yeah, hi, how are you? Can you hear us? Uh-oh, can you hear us?
No audio.
That's not good.
Yeah.
Hang on. Do you have a
Stand
Juan,
by.
tell him. Hey, everybody, maybe we're gonna have to figure this out real quick.
Got you now?
Check your speaker volume. Check the messages. Hang on. Hey, Eileen, what's this?
Didn't you do a test before?
No. Check your speaker volume. Look in the messages. Hang on. Hold on. What's his phone number? Hang on. What's his phone? Check your speaker volume. Hey, Juan, how else can we tell him that? Can you just? Oh, because you can't hear it. Can you? Is there a way you can hear him? Hang on.
I got no speakers.
Oh, I can hear him too. I can hear you. Hey, Eileen, text me his phone number. Hang on. I'll say we can hear you. We can hear you.
Say hello, everybody.
My microphone show is working, so I think you guys can hear me. I'm just switching over to internal speakers. Hang on.
Okay.
Just a little slow.
He's in a studio. Okay, look at that.
Love me some technology.
Check the speaker settings as well. Check your. Hang on. Hang on. 415. Eileen, you didn't. 302-7226. 302-7226. 3027.
Hang on, Sloopy, hang on.
They're saying check your speaker settings.
Yeah, I've switched to all of them. It usually works on built-in or it works on my universal audio, but it's
What about your speaker volume?
yeah, it's a delay on it too. So let me do built-in and then my speaker
you're in.
volume.
Stay on the phone.
Oh, otherwise we can keep you on the phone. We can talk to you.
Well, that's intimate.
People can see you and we can talk to you at the same
And
time.
we hear you.
Yeah, we do hear you. Oh, we hear you perfectly. You just can't hear us.
Yeah, and then people think I'm on a call, right?
Yeah.
Let me try this one.
Okay, go ahead.
So when I change it, it doesn't.
What
There's
do
a
you-
delay in it. It doesn't actually switch over.
Do you have an iPhone?
I do.
You know you can go on your iPhone. Otherwise, just click that link that I sent you from your iPhone, and you just have to hold your phone.
You want me to just try to go in again?
Yeah, try and go in again.
Let me
Change
do
the
one more
speaker
second.
settings, not microphone. It says in the thing.
Yeah, the microphone's working. That's internal mic, but usually it's my Pro Tools that actually.
No, that's not us. We're not playing music. Now he needs to unmute. Oh, unmute yourself. Unmute yourself. You're muted.
Unmute yourself.
Hey,
All right. Can you hear us?
I got you.
All right.
Hey,
we did it.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
By the way, I just want to say I'm a terrific actor.
I just put it in there, huh?
I'm a really good actor. I want you to know I'm like one of the best actors on the planet. And I got to tell you.
Because we were talking about that. That's so funny. All right, everybody. Now we want to welcome to the Jimmy Star Show.
You know what? You're making a joke. Some schmuck last night said that to me. He said, I'm a great actor. And he really isn't. But I didn't say anything.
So hang on. Now we want to welcome to the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell, the incredibly super talented Michael Shapiro, solo artist and part of Reckless in Vegas. Hello and welcome to the show.
Thank you. It's great to be here with you guys.
Now, are you related to Eileen Shapiro?
We're not related. That's just a total coincidence. I mean, maybe if we were to go through all the lines, we might find some funny business going on there. But no.
The Shapiro tribe. You probably are related because there was the Shapiro tribe and everybody's name tribe. And Shapiro is a very important name in Hebrew culture. Even though Eileen doesn't know she's Jewish, she is.
Which, by the way, she told me to tell you hi. So say hi to Eileen.
I will. And I was supposed to say hi to B. Claudia too, right?
Yes. Say hi to B. Claudia.
Hey,
Absolutely.
baby.
She's in the chat room.
Baby,
And then
baby.
say hi to everybody in the chat room.
Hi, everybody in the chat room.
There you go. Okay, so this is my co-host Ron Russell, my cool outrageous man about town.
Nice to meet you.
And
Nice to meet you too.
we're excited to have you on, both because I listen to a bunch of your music. Actually, you have a song that I guess you put out as a solo artist a long time ago called Hope, and I listened to it about 1,000 times in the last 2 days.
You like that one?
It's a very good song, so I like that a lot. So tell us a little bit. So you born and raised in Vegas, and you live in Vegas now?
my family moved to Las Vegas in the 50s. I was born in 1970, and I moved here when I was about one years old, and I grew up here. I was here from 71 until 2000, and then I met my friend Cocaine. Not my friend, but I met Cocaine, and Cocaine suggested that I get out of Las Vegas because Las Vegas was my problem. So I moved to.
You called your dog Cocaine?
No, not his dog. He met Cocaine.
Who is Cocaine?
Ron, you want me to do I need? What do you want me to sing it to you? What do you need, buddy? What do you need me to?
Well, I have no idea what you're talking about. Who the hell is?
He lived in Las Vegas until 2000, but he got involved with cocaine, which made him an idea he needs to get out of Vegas.
Oh, no, you said you met Cocaine.
Well, that's what he meant.
Well, I thought maybe Cocaine was some dancer, a stripper.
Yeah, I met this woman Cocaine, and my whole life went to shit.
I mean, what a great name for a Vegas stripper. Hi, my name is Cocaine. Every guy will want to sniff her.
Ron, that's very good. Wow, you are good. Yeah, so I left town. I got out of town. My mom lived in Portland, so I moved to Portland. And did you guys know that there are strip clubs and cocaine in Portland too? I had no idea. I was shocked. So everywhere I go, there I am. And then in 2006, I moved to the San Francisco Bay Area, and I actually got clean there. And I was there for 9 years, and then I started the Reckless in Vegas show, and we started getting a lot of work in Las Vegas. So I decided to move back to Las Vegas. So I was gone for 15 years, but other than that, my entire life was spent in Las Vegas.
But you're a
long answer,
musician, right? You're a full-time musician.
I am. Yeah. Well, it's I've gotten involved in some other things as well. Yeah, produced a movie at one point, which was a disaster. Did a little bit of acting because I'm a terrific actor.
I'm sure you are, Joe.
Oh, that's right. Okay, Billy. So the thing is along the way, I did make a few investments here and there.
That Joe was a private joke. I know your name.
That's why I called you Billy, Ron.
That's why he called you.
Because some asshole named Joe last night said that he was a great actor who turned out to be a total schizophrenic paranoia maniac. But anyway, that's what Hollywood's got.
If I started telling you, I mean, look at so show business, as you guys know, is a tough thing, right? You have to have a little bit of narcissism. You don't have to be a narcissist, but you got to play in that field. And we're self-promoting all the time. We find ourselves in tell business as opposed to show business. Then we get into show business, and now we're in show business. And it's my least favorite part of the business is that there is a degree of self-promotion. Am I wrong in that?
No, not wrong. That's the way it is. Unfortunately, that's the way it is. So you have first of all, let me tell everybody. First of all, you guys can follow Michael on Instagram. He's Michael Shapiro Music. He's also got an Instagram for Reckless in Vegas, which is Reckless in Vegas. The Twitter is Reckless in Vegas. And the Facebook is Reckless in Vegas. And his website is michaelshapiromusic.com, of which his solo music is different than Reckless in Vegas, but it's very good. And I'm going to tell people, and then you're going to expand on this a little bit. So you guys, his show is called Reckless in Vegas. It's a blended imagery, banter, and classic music from the 60s glory days of Vegas with a contemporary rock band aesthetic. Think like, and they do music from like Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin, Elvis, Sonny and Cher, Frankie Valli, Neil Diamond, Johnny Cash, Bobby Darin, and more. Think the Rat Pack meets Green Day, which is what a fucking great comparison. That I read that and I was like, oh my God, that's freaking awesome. So how did you come up with this concept, Reckless in Vegas?
Well, when I moved to the Bay Area, I happened to buy a home right next door to Dan Shea, who is a Grammy Award nominated producer. And he worked with Mariah Carey. He produced Jennifer Lopez, Jessica Simpson. He's kind of a big deal, super talented. We became friends, and he agreed to produce our very first EP for Reckless in Vegas, and it was an all original album, 5 songs. So it was an EP. He got the idea to do a Neil Diamond the song "Solitary Man" by Neil Diamond. He got the idea to do that as a remake. He always wanted to do it. We were the right band for it, so we added that on the album back in 2008. Fast forward to the next EP we did, we worked with Sylvia Massey, who's also an incredible producer. We put that album out. We toured, and I just wasn't making a living doing it. It was really hard. I was playing with a terrific drummer, and also Mario Cipollina from Huey Lewis and the News, the guy with the cigarette. He was fantastic. But we just weren't able to break through, and I was financing the whole thing, so it got tiring. And our booking agent at the time, in about 2011, suggested that we do a tribute act. The tribute acts were the ones that were making money. And I thought, okay. So I talked to the guys, and we were going to do a Johnny Cash tribute. And I learned 50 Johnny Cash songs. Dum digga dum digga dum digga dum digga. I was like, I called the guys. I go, guys, I can't do this. I'm an original songwriter. I'm an original artist. I can do that for the money, but I'm going to be miserable. And they agreed. And so we shelved the idea. 2 weeks later, I was meditating. I had a pretty heavy meditation practice, and I saw Reckless in Vegas and the old neon lights. There was black and white old Vegas movies playing, and I'm wearing a sharkskin suit. The guys were wearing sharkskin suits. We're playing our style of kind of Green Day rock and roll, but I'm singing Frank Sinatra. And there was dancers and the whole thing. And I wrote everything down. And I called Dan. I said, Dan, you remember that thing you did with the Neil Diamond song? He goes, yeah. I said, what do you think about doing that with old Vegas music? And it hit home for me because growing up here, my grandfather owned a hotel here in 1955. There's a lot of mob story like that whole, I was enamored with that whole lifestyle here. And he loved the idea. We spent a year on the arrangements and we put an album out. We started playing it in the Bay Area and it was a smash there. We started getting hired from guys that own hotels in Vegas. So I was doing some traveling. After we did this 5-weekend residency, I sat up in the hotel room and I thought, shit, I got to move back to Vegas. And I packed all my stuff out. I rented my house out. I moved back to Vegas in 2015. And it's been a journey. It's been a journey. The music pays homage to the original versions, those terrific artists. But yet it's their original arrangements. We wrote the arrangements, with the exception of a couple of what we call mashups. We'll take Nancy Sinatra's Boots Are Made for Walking, and we'll mix it with Led Zeppelin's Whole Lotta Love, or Jimi Hendrix Manic Depression, and we'll mix it with Mr. Bojangles. But other than those, they're all original. So I've been doing it 10 years, and it's still challenging. We've got a residency at the Sahara Hotel on the Strip. It's one of the greatest.
I want everybody to hear it so they know what we're like.
Wait a
talking
minute,
about.
they may pull us off the air.
No, they're not gonna.
Why not? They did it all the time.
They didn't at the last song we just did.
Well, we have to explain this to Michael. They may pull us off the air. You know that.
I understand.
Or if we pulled off the air, folks.
Just stay there if in case sometimes YouTube flags us, but I don't think they will because
just don't go away.
Yeah, don't go. He won't go anywhere anyway.
Astro, shut the fuck up.
All right, so this is Luck Be a Lady, right? Tell us about Luck Be a Lady, and then we're gonna have Juan play it for us.
Luck Be a Lady was the first arrangement we did, and we were kind of going for a Metallica feel on it, a little heavier than the original Luck Be a Lady. I kept the lyrics and melody true to the original version, but the music is all original. That's why you probably won't get flagged.
Yeah, I think so. I don't think we're going to
I think that's such bullshit because it's your music and you're giving us permission. So I don't understand why they have the nerve to say we can't play it, the motherfuckers.
Anyway, here we go. So Juan, actually introduce it for us, Michael, and then Juan's going to play it.
So this is Luck Be a Lady off of the Reckless in Vegas album entitled The Hard Way. And this is how we open our shows every night in Las Vegas.
They call I've been thinking about you. I've missed you.
But there is room for God. At times you act a very unleading
Luck be a lady tonight. Luck be a lady tonight. Luck if you've ever been a lady to begin with. Luck be a lady tonight. Luck let a gentleman see how nice a girl you can be. I know the way you've treated other guys you've been with. Luck be a lady with me. A lady doesn't leave her escort. It isn't fair. It isn't nice. A lady doesn't wander all over the room and blow on some other guy's dice.
Yay!
I have got to say, it's my kind of music.
Nice.
I love it. I'm only sorry I was not there in person, because you on stage in person has to rock the room, because that is a fabulous, fabulous, fabulous everything. I love the song. I love your voice. I love the arrangement. I love the video.
Yeah, the video is great.
And I don't say this about much music today, because most music sucks today. All that rap shit. I don't like that rap shit. I don't understand. Your music is English. I understand it. It's real. Beautifully done. What a wonderful rendition of Luck Be a Lady.
Thank you.
Really wonderful.
And you know what, dude? Do people tell you look like, from your side profile when you were drinking the drink, I was like, fuck, he looks like Hugh Jackman. Like, I thought you look just like a young Hugh Jackman. I was like, holy shit.
Wow.
You're very handsome.
Thank you.
Are you single?
So I'm married. I've been one of the women that's in the video. She's also she did the choreography and she dances in the show.
The blonde is your wife?
No, she's the one walking through the desert. She's
with the long dress, right? She's
short. Her name is Jolie.
You too. Very pretty.
She just became a marital and family therapist too. She went back to school and got her master's. Yeah.
Children, Michael?
We have 3 dogs, kind of like what you got there. We got 2 Labradors and a Cocker Spaniel, and we have six chickens too, which is wow.
6 chickens.
Oh my God! So you guys got to follow him on Instagram on the Michael Shapiro music one, because wait, because he's got all his dogs. I put a thing on the top of my list of notes that says dogs, because he's got all these pictures on Instagram of his dogs. So you guys follow it, because we love people who love anybody who loves dogs is good people.
I have to ask you a very serious question.
Yeah.
No kidding around. Do you think your music works today in this world of insanity?
Well, so our show is 2 days a week, and producing a show in Las Vegas is probably one of the hardest places to be on the Strip. There's so much competition. It's working. It's slow. It's hard. It's really challenging. The most challenging thing I've ever had the opportunity to do is to mount a show in Las Vegas. People are blown away by it. We added a horn section. The show has a 3-piece horn section. There are dancers in the show. We do old Rat Pack style humor. The music carries it all. And because these arrangements, like that's a pretty cool arrangement to Luck Be a Lady. When Dan did that arrangement, they're all like that. They're very witty. People they'll hear it start and they're like, oh, what's going to happen? And it hits you. We've reinvigorated them.
Do you think you're going to be considered retro?
It's pretty modern to not be to be retro.
Well, I'm just trying to figure it out, because the garbage that they produce today that makes so much money that anybody can do, because nobody sings, they speak. You're singing. Now I'm going to pay you the best compliment. Jimmy and I will be in Nevada the whole month of January filming a movie.
Really?
We're going to sneak away and we're going to come down to see your show in Las Vegas.
I would love that.
Will you be performing?
So our contract ends that we started in June. It ends December 30th, but we're in negotiations to do another 6 months. At this point, really, it's about the finances, right? I hate to make it about money, but at this point, we put everything into the show and creating it, and also carrying the show with advertising, marketing, all that stuff. And it's like I have to make a decision based on. At this point now, it's about either bringing somebody in that will help maybe do the second 6 months, or the hotel changes the deal with us. So we'll see. I'm fully intending on doing another contract at this point, but it's got to be advantageous.
We're 4 hours. We are 4 hours outside of Las Vegas, so I'll be willing to drive in to see your show because you're that good.
Where are you? Thank you. Where are you shooting?
I have no idea.
Well, it's not in Las Vegas. It's 50 miles out of Las Vegas.
40 miles out of
50
Vegas.
miles out of Las Vegas.
50?
But we're going to be coming to Las Vegas a lot because
we're in the middle of the desert.
Yeah, we're in the middle of the desert.
We're going to be stuck in Nevada for 4 weeks filming. Going to go nuts.
The desert's beautiful. You guys will be out in the desert. It'll be beautiful. January going to be cold, very cold. So remember that.
I know it.
Yeah, and then don't bring a shovel, because if you start digging, you'll probably find a few things out there.
Yeah. Did you hear that?
What?
He said, don't bring a shovel, because if you start digging, you'll probably find some things out there.
Oh, I'm Italian from Brooklyn. What, that's new to me?
Hey, well, I'm just saying.
You buy an old house in Brooklyn, you go to plant geraniums, and you find a skull. And then they say, okay, now we know where Jimmy Hoffa is.
There you go. You found him. That's right.
So wait a minute. You're Shapiro.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk too much, but there was years ago a Shapiro in Las Vegas. Was that your dad?
My grandfather was Barney Shapiro. He started United Coin, which now is United Gaming. He invented one of the first blackjack machines in the world. He lived next door to Frank Rosenthal on the Las Vegas Country Club.
Right.
He was known around town. He was definitely one of those guys. My father, Lenny Shapiro, owned bars here in town. My dad introduced me to rock and roll music. He took me to see Santana when I was
Your
there.
father would be my age, 82. I'm 82.
No, you're not. Stop it.
No, I
Are
am
you?
82. Yeah, I really am.
Really? That's your real hair? I mean, look,
Yeah, that's his real hair.
That's my real hair.
Wow, you're beautiful. You're a lucky bastard. Wow, amazing.
Would your father be about my age?
No, my dad's younger. My dad's 72. He had me when he was 20, 19,
Okay,
20.
so 72, 82. That's in the same range.
Okay.
When I used to go to Las Vegas in the day when it was Las Vegas, where women wore mink coats and we wore tuxedos.
Kind of like in your videos.
You know, and yeah,
Right.
I used to stay at Caesar's Palace all the time, and I was comped because of the people I knew. I used to fly out from Brooklyn with breadsticks because there was a guy in Las Vegas who loved Italian breadsticks. So I'd have this package of breadsticks, very heavy package of breadsticks.
You're not talking about Freddie Glussman, are you? Who are you talking
No,
about?
but I flew the breadsticks out for him as a favor.
Do you remember his name?
Oh, I do remember his name, but I'll never say it.
Okay.
And anyway, when I got to Caesar's Palace, I was comped for everything. They gave me a suite, anything I wanted, even gambling money for bringing out his breadsticks.
70s, 80s? What era are you talking about?
This was in the 70s, probably.
Yeah, the town was something else.
Hang on, let's
Oh,
go.
it was one.
Let's go back.
I knew all the boys I knew. I was raised in Brooklyn. I grew up with all of them. You know,
Tony Sinatra, Frank Rosenthal.
I grew up with all the names. You named them. I mean,
Resnick. Oh yeah.
All the New York boys. I knew them all.
Yeah.
Every one of them. And so Vegas was a wonderful town. And it was so chic. The shows were great. We'd go and one night we'd see Tony Bennett, Frank Sinatra, Judy Garland, Laney Kazan. Laney Kazan too. We would see Dinah Shore, Judy. The stars out there were unbelievable, and the shows were wonderful, and the dancers and the reviews were beautiful. Then Vegas became Disney World.
That's right. And
Hang on.
Baby carriages. People look like shit. They dress like crap in the casino.
Hang on, we have 10 minutes, and I want to go over a couple of things. So okay, number one. First of all, before we talk, one more thing on Reckless in Vegas. So, what's like the most popular? Do you have like a song that's the most popular, or your favorite one to perform?
I do. So we do. Well, first of all, the room we're in is the original Sahara Theater, which is they just celebrated 70 years. There's a lot of history. You mentioned Ron mentioned Tony Bennett. Tony Bennett recorded a live album in that room. Louis Prima performed in there. Comedian-wise, Red Fox. I mean, there's a lot of history in there. When we do the show, I sort of feel like the walls have ears, and there's just a vibe in there. And for me, one of my favorite renditions is we do Frankie Valli's "Can't Take My Eyes Off of You."
Oh, I love that.
And I dance with Jolene on that number, and I'm not a dancer, so it's really hard for me to sing and dance. And but that's been a highlight for me. We also do an acoustic version, which is on our album that I recorded with Rumor Willis of "Can't Help Falling in Love." And every month we have a special guest. We have a special female guest for the entire month. And every month, one of the songs that they do with me is the duet "Can't Help Falling in Love." And it's got it all. The show, it really does. I mean, the Whole Lot of Love with Nancy Sinatra's "Boots Are Made for Walking." It's pretty. I don't sing it because we have a female guest for that number, but
it's got a good beat. That dum bum bum. The shoes were made. The boots for walking is a great beat.
Yeah.
So you could really work with that.
Do
you know Michael Damian?
Michael? No, I don't.
He lives in Vegas. I figure he's a big soap star.
Oh, I don't know.
Star and a movie director, and he's the one who had that song "Rock On" in the '80s. Hey kids, rock on! That went to number one.
Yeah, that's Michael Damian, huh?
Yeah, that's Michael Damian. He lives in Vegas.
Let's call him right now. Let's get him on the phone.
So another thing, because I know you do Reckless in Vegas, but you also do Michael Shapiro music. So tell us a little bit about that, because I believe you have new music coming out at sometime in the beginning of the year.
We do, and it's with a band called Many Miles Away. And during COVID, Miles Shawn, he's the son of guitar player Neil Shawn from Journey. we've been friends for a long time, since the Bay Area, and we started doing some writing and some recording in our studio here. And before we knew it, we had an full album of music. And so we did 2 shows in Salt Lake City, one in Las Vegas, just to kind of test it out. And it was a pretty amazing response from cold audiences that we learned something from, and that's that the music is really good. We like all different styles of music, except for, like Ron says, rap is not really.
I don't like.
Yeah, but good music. There's rock influence in it. There's country and a little bit of country influence. But Miles is he's one of the greatest guitar players I've ever played with. I mean, I don't even do leads, and I'm a lead guitar player too. But in that band, I don't even play lead. I just do rhythm and sing because this kid is so good and a terrific writer as well. So we've got a 10-song album which we're looking to release in the first quarter of next year. We've been sitting on it for a little while. We're getting anxious.
Okay,
How
so
cool is
wait,
that? Hang on. Because
Michael, if you were to tell us what album to buy, what would be the title of the album? What's your favorite album
That's released right now, you mean?
yeah.
Any of the albums? Which is the one that you would suggest we listen to that you think is the best work?
Well, I would say The Hard Way, the remake album. They're all these
Hardwire?
remakes.
Hard Way.
Hard Way.
Yeah, come on. The Hard Way. Come on. 7 The Hard Way, baby.
Right. 7-Eleven. Let's go Hard Way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
I love that. So I think one thing I want to say, how cool is that? Because Journey's probably one of the greatest bands of all time. So to be working with like someone.
Yeah, but I would tell everybody out
Yeah.
there, this music is so good. Get the album Hard Way, because it's
Sure,
really
we can stream it all, right?
It's really
all streamable on like Spotify and places.
and for you young people who think it's like grandfather or daddy's music, full of shit. In Europe, music is eternal. Europeans don't put dates on music. You can sing Volare, which was sung 50 years ago today, and it's still enjoyed. And what Michael is doing is he's keeping alive the good music, the music that makes sense, the music that was scored and written well, and lyrics are beautiful. And he did a gorgeous job with the video. I am so proud of you. I'm so happy you're on our show, because I'm so tired of the shit they're selling today to these morons that are all souped up. They're so loaded, they don't know what the fuck they're listening to. They just sit there stoned. And then if you say, "Did you like that song?" they go, "What song, man?"
Yeah. Are you guys Harry Styles fans?
I am.
What do you say?
He doesn't know who Harry Styles is.
No.
Ron, you should check out Harry Styles.
I'm still in love with my buddy Johnny Mathis. Johnny Mathis. I met Johnny 3 times, and I'm madly in love with
That's
Johnny.
his favorite singer. Is Johnny Mathis.
love and adore Johnny Mathis. I don't think anyone comes close. Not Frank Sinatra, not Tony Bennett. No one comes close to Johnny Mathis. He had the voice from heaven. I love Johnny.
I wouldn't even get involved in comparisons at the level of those gentlemen you just mentioned, because they're all so good in their own right. But yeah, Mathis had some.
Did you ever meet Johnny, man? Did you ever meet Johnny?
No, never met.
Oh, he is the sweetest man.
Really?
He is so shy and timid and lovely and so like not a star. He's just I love him.
So wait, what do you listen? Let's say you're driving in the car, you're going someplace. Like, what kind of music do you personally like to listen to?
I listen to talk radio, man. I have trouble listening to a lot of music because it's just constant. I'm either creating music. If I want to get influenced, though, I just say, when I'm on my run, I'll say, "Hey Siri, play music," and she'll just pick stuff, and I don't even know what I'm listening to. That's the problem with streaming too. You never create that connection with the listener because there's no relationship created, because it just moves on to the next one. We're in the world of singles. Nobody buys an album anymore. It's a weird business and a weird time. But I love great rock and roll, old rock and roll. That's the whole thing. The premise for us is vintage Vegas meets rock and roll, right? I saw Santana the other night with my dad. My dad and I went to the House of Blues and saw Santana play. That was my very first concert in 1976 at the Las Vegas Convention Center. And I got to see him again the other night, and pretty amazing. Look at my dad. He's got long hair. He's rocking out. He's singing all the lyrics to the oh yeah, man. It's one of those things. He's a rocker.
So when you were a kid, who did you listen to a lot?
I was a big so Santana influenced me the biggest, but my dad turned me on to Jimi Hendrix. I listened to a lot of Hendrix. I was into Van Halen. I was into rock stuff. A little later was like Scorpions, a little heavier stuff. But my dad would come home every week with a stack of cassette tapes. He had a collection of vinyl and 8 tracks, right? But when the format changed to cassettes, every week he'd come home and he'd say, "Hey kid, listen to this," and he would hand me. It would be Howard Jones or Soft Cell or U2 or whatever the current music was. So I was constantly influenced with that. But I love Chicago. I like all styles of music as long as it's good music. I like the positive messages. I want an emotional response. I want my head to go like this. I want to feel good. If it sounds angry, I'm out. I don't want to feel that. I want to feel unity and connection. And I want to be thought provoking, and I want to be, you know what
I got out of your music, and I'll say it in one word: volume. Your music is voluminous. Volume. There's something about it that engulfs you. It's
voluminous.
No, volume. No, that's the word. You use your fucking word. I'll use mine. I mean, he has to direct me all the time, the son of a bitch. But we're married, so I'm allowed to talk to him.
Perfect.
Volume means a lot of performers I listen to, they're tin cans. They're there, I'm here. You perform it, and it's all around me, and that's what I loved about it.
I also wrote down.
I want your album. Send me one for free. I don't want
it for free because everything's for free. I can't give it. I can't sell shit. I'll send you one. You got it.
Give me that. I want that song.
No, I wrote though that you play trumpet, piano, guitar, you sing, and that you used to have a band called Trip. And that you've opened up for Duncan Sheik, The Romantics, Edwin McCain, Cheap Trick, and you tour with Great White. I'm just like bragging for you now.
And Michael, you won the award because, anybody that plays in my car, when we drive, I play music. I don't put the shit in my music. I just jump out the window. So your song is going to be in my radio.
Do you have a CD player in your car?
Radio anymore?
Huh? No. Huh?
Do you have a CD player in your car?
Yeah.
I have an 04 Audi TT Roadster Custom collector. So I have.
And he loves this shit.
And I put the top down and I go on the freeway and I listen to your music and I'm flying. You see, I don't need drugs. Music is a drug. And your music is definitely a drug.
And nobody else is doing it. What you're doing is something that's what they're saying in the chat room. Nobody else is doing what you're doing.
This is for you, Michael. This is for you.
I love it. All right, you guys, we only got a minute left. So tell everybody, when is the show up until the last year? What days a week do you play?
How do they get there?
How do they go? Where do they go?
So we're Thursday and Friday nights at 8:30 p.m. in the Sahara Theater at the Sahara Las Vegas on the Las Vegas Strip. You can go to Ticketmaster. You can go to our website, recklessinvegas.com, or go to the Sahara website. The Sahara is a beautiful boutique property that has been renovated. I highly recommend going there and having dinner and then coming to the show. I guess that's about it. We have a money-back guarantee. So if you buy tickets on Ticketmaster and you don't like the show, you come find me after and I'll give you your money back.
Yeah, everybody's going to love it.
I'll give them shit back. What are you, crazy?
All right. That was Michael Shapiro, you guys.
You give them nothing back. You're worth every penny.
Also, check out MichaelShapiroMusic.com. Follow Michael Shapiro Music and Reckless in Vegas on Instagram. Check out the music, and we'll be seeing you soon. And we want to thank you for coming on the show.
Michael, thank you, Michael, for what you're doing. There may be some young people out there who'll hook on, who realize what real music is, what real talent is.
We'll keep trying, and I want to thank Eileen Shapiro for connecting us, you guys. That means a lot to me.
Did you ever see Eileen Shapiro?
We've done an interview on
check out the body. She's got the biggest tits in the world. Really, no one's got tits like her. Her tits go from here to Chicago.
I'll see if she'll send me some pictures.
Really.
We gotta go.
She'll gladly show you her cleavage.
Hey, everybody. Thank you so much, Michael. Thanks, chat room. Thank you, Juan. We'll see you guys next week.
See you in Vegas.
Bye, you guys.
See you in Vegas, Michael.
Can try not to get so wrong. Yeah, we in the mix. It's another episode. Here we go. The Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell. Interviewing the hottest, newest, and truest of today's celebrities. Make sure to subscribe so you can get notified weekly. Jimmy Star, he's the king of cool. Ron Russell, he's a gorgeous dude. Chat room is live and you would be a fool not to vibe with us at the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell. So come watch it live on W4CY Radio. Miss some past episodes? Download on iTunes. The Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell. It's the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell.